Everybody, we welcome you inside Brainerd Arena this morning as we kick off the Walser Invitational. We've got 4 games for you on the docket here on MN Hockey TV today, so the holiday gifts aren't done yet. There's more to unwrap. It's in the form of hockey. We'll start things off this afternoon with the Breck Mustangs, Class 1A power and defending champion, taking on the Brainerd Little Falls Warriors, the Class 2A runner-up from last season. Already seen Breck here once at Brainerd Arena this season when they took on the Hornets. The game won by Edina that evening. It's Brea Sawyer in goal for Brainerd Little Falls this afternoon. Sawyer sporting a 6-3, 1.44 goals against average. In goal for the Mustangs, Sarah Peterson, 6-2 record, 3 exactly goals against average. The rest of the Warriors starting lineup introduced. It'll be a fun matchup this afternoon as the Warriors look to slow down Olivia Mobley, who has already racked up 26 goals on the season. That's good for second among all girls skaters in Minnesota. We're going to take a break and come back with the puck drop right after this. To welcome you back inside Brainerd Arena, Breck, the designated road team for this game. They're in the dark navy blue with yellow numbers and trim. And the Warriors in the white with the blue and gray finish, blue numbers. I'm Patrick Lilia, happy to be back with you on behalf of all of our crew here at Brainerd Arena and for MN Hockey TV. A packed weekend. We've got 3 tournaments for you. We've got the Walser Invitational here. We've got Tradition in the Park in St. Louis Park and the Plymouth Ice Center Classic. So a very busy weekend, so certainly, as we said, plenty of gifts left to be opened. It's going to be great hockey all weekend long. Hoping all of you have had a wonderful holiday season. Getting right back at it here the morning after Christmas. Have 4 games today. Coming up next after this, of course, will be Grand Rapids Greenway taking on a North Wright County. A couple games to cap things off this evening. We will get set to get underway. Brainerd Little Falls and the Breck Mustangs. There's already Gabby Smith getting booted from the face-off circle, and we are underway. The puck is still loose in the circle and now pushed ahead by Smith into the offensive zone. Smith with a bad angle shot that's saved by Sarah Peterson with 16:50 to go here in the first period. Just underway here from Brainerd Arena, the Walser Invitational Tournament. One interesting note, we'll see if it ever gets that far, but as this is a tournament, the games will be decided by a shootout if it gets that far, so no ties. Here come the Mustangs into the offensive zone. As Mobley loses it, they score! No, they're going to wave it off. as Mobley slammed home what would have been her 27th goal, but the official immediately there to wave it off. That puck came in on Sawyer, and it just kind of sat there and was kicked over to her stick side, where Mobley punched it home but immediately waved off. So already some excitement. We know this Breck team, they can skate, they can score. Don't be fooled by the fact they are a 1A team. They can hang and beat anybody. Thought the face-off, it's pushed down toward the end boards. We cycled up through the corner past Ava Lindsay. And then poked out toward neutral ice where Lindsay possesses, and the Mustangs will reset as they play it back over toward the near side, where it's punched back the other direction by Jenna Neiman back into the neutral zone. Mustangs trying to push it back into the offensive zone. There's a shot that's saved by Sawyer. It was a drive there from Sophie Fagley as it's intercepted out front and then sent back the other way by the Warriors out through neutral ice and played back into the Mustang zone. With 16 minutes to go here in the first period, the Mustangs will push it back into the Warrior zone. It's picked up on the end boards. The Mustangs and Lindsay able to come out with it. The Warriors will reset behind their own net as Emma Smith trying to play it up the far side boards. It is eventually able to be pushed into the neutral zone by the Warriors, but then sent right back in by the Mustangs. The Warriors will again, there's a turnover behind the net as Allie Qualley able to take it away. She'll kick it back out toward the point, and the Mustangs will set up again. There's a shot that's blocked, but able to hold that one and then take another drive there was Emily Zumwinkle as it's played back to the end boards. As Mobley battling on the near side, and she'll see it poked back through the corner where it's picked up and cleared around by Emma Smith toward the far side, and then floated out through neutral ice, and will go for icing, and we'll have a face-off back in the Warrior zone. 15:04 to go in the first period. No score, but already some early excitement as Olivia Mobley had a goal waved off for the Mustangs. We'll face off again to the right of Sawyer. Shea Messner will take it against Gabby Smith. It's pushed back up into the far side corner. Played back behind the net where it would be carried up the left wing side by Bryn Folden as Folden trying to get it ahead for Smith. There's a collision at the red line. It's kicked along the right wing side, now corralled by Sophie Robinson, played into the offensive zone. As the Warriors forced down to the near side corner, now they'll cycle it around the net up to the far side. Then send back behind the Mustang net. It comes back out through the slot, and it's corralled by Breck, and they'll work their way through neutral ice, where they'll dump it into the Warrior zone. It'll work its way behind the net, where Messner will not be able to get to it ahead of Robinson, as Robinson will send it cross ice for Bryn Folden. Folden will play it up the left wing side, dump it in deep to the Mustang zone, where the Mustangs will play it from behind their own net. And they'll play it back up toward the far side boards around the net, as Zumwinkle was trying to play it up there. Able to be held on the back door by Reagan Oz, who will play it back behind the net. It'll work its way through the slot, and the Mustangs will break back out the other way with it, as slipping on her way into the offensive zone was Sadie Lindsay, and that disrupted that play. As the Warriors eventually able to get it back out to neutral ice, as Shaylee Stroop trying to gather it up. She'll just dump it into the Mustang zone, and the Mustangs will carry it back to the neutral zone into the offensive zone. A nice move there, and then a shot in front of the net is tipped wide by Ava Lindsay. It'll be picked up behind the net by Molly Polkamp. That's Taylor Larson. The Mustangs able to come out with it behind the net and then taken away as the Warriors trying to exit their zone. They'll get it out to neutral ice ahead of Peyton Lemire, and then sent back into the Warrior zone. As Larson will set up as she tries to bank it ahead into the neutral zone, where Molly Hagley is battling there for it. The Mustangs will be able to come back into the offensive zone once again. There's a shot that goes just wide, by Ashley Halverson. It'll work its way up into the corner, now through the slot. It's backhanded down toward the end board as Halverson has it again. Kicks it back to the point. The shot through traffic that's blocked. Rebound, Karams up into the corner where Halverson back to get it again. She gets it to the corner. There's a shot through traffic again that went off a skate out front. I think that was Taylor Larson. The Mustangs, though, able to maintain control to kick it back over to the point. There's another shot, and that was saved. Drive there by Malia Kuzer. So again, the Mustangs able to hold. They'll work it toward the end boards. The Warriors trying to gain control of it, but again, the Mustangs just able to maintain the puck as that centering feed is sent up onto the far side boards. As Olivia Mobley over to try to make a play on it. The puck still loose in the circle and now able to be cleared out by the Warriors. The Warriors will set up from deep in their own end. 11:50 to go. First period, no score. The Breck Mustangs, the Brainerd Little Falls Warriors in the first game of 4. It's played back into the Mustang zone along the far side boards in the corner. Breck coming in with a 10-3. There's a shot out front, and that's able to be saved. It was a great one-time setup to Sophie Robinson, but able to be held onto by Peterson. Face-off coming deep in the Mustang zone. 11:30 to go in the first period. Coverage today sponsored by Walser. Without the face-off, it's controlled by the Warriors and now sent back the other way by the Mustangs. They'll flip it in deep to the Warrior zone for icing out ahead of Sadie Lindsay, so we'll bring it back into the Mustang zone. 11:21 to go here in the first period. No score. Face-off played down into the near side corner, now pushed along the end boards. We're coming out with this one for the Warriors, was Lucy Peterson. The battle ensues in the near side corner, and it's loose in the slot once again, picked up by the Mustangs and carried back out through neutral ice as it's dumped in ahead of Ava Lindsay. Lindsay on the end boards, battling with Lindsay Booth. Lindsay almost came out with that one, but a good play to poke that one away by Robinson. Still loose in the circle, now played to the end boards. Backhand centering feed, and just missing on that one was Lindsay as it was tipped away at the last second and played out through neutral, and that'll go for another icing. With 10:40 to go here in the first period, no score. The Mustangs and the Warriors in the first game of 4 today. As Shea Messner takes the face-off against Molly Polkamp. The face-off played down to the near side boards and then played up the left wing side by Lemire. Lemire gets it out into the neutral zone, but the Mustangs will regroup there, backhanded into the Warrior zone once again, where Brainerd Little Falls takes possession on the end boards. They'll try to get it up the left wing side. The Mustangs will again set up at neutral ice with it. Trying to force their way into the offensive zone was Messner, as it's played back into the Warrior zone. Picked up behind the net as Aiko Sims was trying to make a play on the end boards. Back out at neutral ice and flipped into the Warrior zone once again. Well, they'll leave it off for Jenna Neiman. Neiman will send it to the right wing side, and working her way into the neutral zone is Hagley. Hagley has it taken away at the blue line. As retreating deep into her own zone is Sophie Fagley as she'll play it around the net. The Mustangs will try to work their way through neutral as Sims tried to make a move, but the puck popped off her stick. And back into the offensive zone come the Warriors as a shot going wide of the net. It'll work its way up along the far side. Mustangs back with it as they play it from the slot. They get it back out to the neutral zone. And just inside the blue line where Robinson able to take it away for the Warriors as Robinson will be chased around her own net by Halverson as she'll work it down toward the near side. And able to flip this one over Olivia Mobley through the neutral zone, and the Mustangs will again have to play it from deep in their own end with 9:05 to go in the first period, no score. Stretch pass, they were trying to get it over to Shaylee Stroot, but it was a little bit behind her. Mustangs back into the offensive zone. There's a shot by Mobley that's held on to by Brea Sawyer. We'll have a face-off deep in the Warrior zone. 8:52 to go here in the first period. No score. Face-off loose in the circle. Able to be picked up in the corner by Halverson, and then just missing on the back door. Centering feed kicked around and able to be found by Sawyer, as Zumwinkle was able to get a nice centering feed off, and the puck just kind of kicked around in the crease. Able to be found by Sawyer. We'll have a face-off in the Warrior zone once again with 8:43 to go in the first period. No score. The face-off kicked around in the circle. The Mustangs trying to play it ahead, but it was blocked. It's picked up, carried up the left wing side by Taylor Larson. Larson into the offensive zone. As she drops it off behind her, it'll work its way into the corner. And then one that goes through the width of the rink up to the far side boards, and the Mustangs will come back the other way with it. A nice job to take that one away by Larson, as it's eventually played in deep to the Warrior zone anyway. The Mustangs trying to gain possession on the far side boards. It's Larson battling Lindsey Booth also down there, as they'll kick it back out to the point. It's a shot through traffic, and the rebound just out of the reach of Ashley Halverson on the back door. The Warriors get it back out to neutral, where the Mustangs regain possession as Halverson will play it into the corner, as Messner will get tied up on the end boards with Taylor Larson. Puck still loose, now eventually played around the net down to the near side corner. Backhand clearing attempt is intercepted, but then the shot was blocked, and possession able to be gained by Polkamp. Polkamp into the offensive zone. Polkamp with a shot that'll go wide of the net. And we'll get a whistle with 7:29 to go here in the first period. And no score. The Warriors and the Mustangs, Class 1A power and defending champion. Last year's Class 2A runner-up, the Warriors. Face-off still loose in the circle. It'll work its way up into the far side corner. 7:20 to go, first period, no scores. It'll come around toward the near side. Now we played back in front of the Mustang net. It was dangerously into being played down toward the near side boards. The Mustangs gain control, and they'll work their way out to neutral ice as it's played in by Ava Lindsay. The puck loose in the slot, and eventually picked up by the Warriors and Jenna Neiman. Neiman getting it out to neutral ice, and it's off the stick of Emma Smith. The Mustangs will play it back into the neutral zone. It'll work its way deep into the Warrior end once again. It's Neiman back to pick it up on the end boards. It's Neiman getting it to the blue line, but then it's intercepted by Halverson. Halverson with a move. Halverson, she scores! Ashley Halverson with the takeaway. And she's able to deke Brea Sawyer into a wide open net. It's 1-0 Breck. Coming at the 10:29 mark of the first period. Ashley Halverson with her 4th goal of the season. Beautiful job on the takeaway and able to make the deke move in front of Brea Sawyer to make the wide open net. And the Mustangs take the lead here 1-0 here in the middle part of the first period. It'll be sent back out to neutral ice as Halverson's going to get it again. Halverson was trying to work her way around Reagan Oz, and she ended up shooting it wide of the net. The Warriors from deep in their own zone once again. So that's Halverson unassisted. As Mobley with a shot, and that's saved by Sawyer. Mobley, who already had a goal waved off. Mentioned in the pregame, Mobley with 26 goals. That's good for 2nd in the state among Minnesota girls high school hockey at either class. With a shot that's blocked. Comes down to the near side corner. It's picked up by the Warriors as Lemire gets it out to neutral ice. Lemire will end up with the puck back. She'll gain the offensive zone. Lemire will work her way around the net and have it be knocked off there The right wing side it goes, and Gabby Smith possessing with 5:40 to go here in the first period. Maybe played back around toward the near side corner. The Mustangs regain control, get it back out to neutral ice. Or Emma Smith trying to set something up for Brainerd to send back into the Warrior zone. It's played ahead by Polkamp. And Ava Lindsay back to pick it up as Lindsay's cross-ice pass is intercepted, so it'll be played in deep by Bryn Fulden. 5:12 to go here in the first period. The long shot from the point, that's saved by Peterson from just inside the blue line on the drive by Taylor Larson. Now back the other way into the offensive zone is Halverson. Halverson! She scores! Hannah Halverson has scored. It's 2-0 in favor of the Mustangs. So both Halversons having cashed in here in the first period. And going from just inside, it'll be the 7th goal of the season for Hannah Halverson. So Ashley Halverson and Hannah Halverson having both scored, and quickly into the offensive zone come the Mustangs. There's a shot through traffic by Ava Lindsay, held on to by Brea Sawyer. As the PA announces, not to be outdone by her older sister. So Hannah Halverson has scored. Ashley Halverson scored the first goal. The Mustangs have a 2-0 lead here in the first period. It'll be played back behind the Warrior net. Whiffing on the attempt was Oz. Comes free out front, and a shot that'll be just deflected over the top of the net into the netting. .435 to play here in the first period. 2-0. The Breck Mustangs with the lead. We talked about Breck, the Class A power, but good enough to beat anybody. And there's a shot that's saved. Rebound Mobley again. She took the initial shot, found her own rebound, and it's held on to by Sawyer. And another face-off coming with 4:27 to go in the first period. Face-off, still loose in the circle, eventually corralled by Larson as the Warriors look to get out through neutral ice. That one will bounce off the stick of Fulden, be played back the other direction by the Mustangs. The Mustangs will push it back into the Warrior zone. It'll be picked up in the corner by Smith. Smith will play it up the right wing side as she was trying to get it ahead for Josie Kramer. As the Mustangs will try to set back up at neutral ice. Played back into the Mustang zone, but would have been offside, so they have to vacate. But they will reset at neutral ice. Back into the offensive zone as Zumwinkle winds up for a blast. That'll go wild off the end boards. And a penalty coming here against the Warriors. That'll put the Mustangs on the power play for the first time. Mustangs coming in at 21.3 on the power play, and the Warriors just a great job killing off penalties, 92.3% on the penalty kill as it trickles in off the face-off toward Sawyer. It'll have to be played on the end boards. Puck eventually comes free as Robinson will be able to send it the length of the ice. 1:49 to go on the Mustang power play, 3:33 in the period. Gabby Smith for a check was the call. The Mustangs set up in the offensive zones. It played over toward Allie Qualley. Qualley slides it toward the goal mouth where Shea Messner was tied up out front. 3:05 to go here now in the period. 1:19 in the power play. As Zumwinkle slides over to hold the zone, and she'll play it back toward the N-board, flipped back the other direction by Jenna Neiman. Neiman, though, couldn't clear the zone. The Mustangs able to maintain possession as they try to feed Qualley on the glove side, but it was tipped away from her, and back come the Warriors. It'll be played through neutral by Robinson for another clear. They're under a minute now to go in the power play. 2:40 to go in the period, 2-0. Hannah and Ashley Halverson have both scored here in this first period for Breck. Warriors have really struggled to have any kind of zone time at all. Back into the offensive zone come the Mustangs. Mobley get tied up in the near side corner. That's Ashley Halverson. It'll be cleared the length of the ice once again by Taylor Larson. The Mustangs will set up from deep in their own end. A nice takeaway there almost by Hagley. Back in the neutral zone, the Mustangs able to gain the offensive zone as Ashley Halverson pokes it through the corner. It'll work its way down toward the near side. It's Halverson able to come out with it, trying to center it for Halverson. It's still loose. That was a shot from the point that'll go up into the far side corner that was Hannah trying to center it for Ashley. As the power play has come to an end, 1:35 to go here in the first period. The Mustangs able to hold the zone with a shot that'll go along the far side boards. It's knocked down and be able to be sent back out to neutral by Lucy Peterson. Racing down to get to it before the icing is Gabby Smith. She was able to get there in time as Folden will take possession of the puck. Mustangs trying to cycle it from the corner. 1:07 to go here in the period. There's a shot that'll go wide of the net by Robinson, and the Mustangs will get it back out to neutral ice. Into the offensive zone is Kuzer. Kuzer has this one intercepted, sent back the other direction. The Mustangs will again reset in their own zone with 50 seconds to go in the period. As up into the bench it goes, and we will have a face-off with 45.3 to go here in this first period. 2-0, Breck leading it. Ashley Halverson, Hannah Halverson with the goals. As Lindsay Booth will take the face-off against Ellie Kleppinger. Off the face-off. It's carried into the Warriors zone as trying to work her way around the net was Robinson. It's played back down to the near side corner with 32 seconds to go in the period. The left wing side is Lindsay Booth. Booth will drop it into the offensive zone ahead of Zumwinkle. The Warriors will be able to set up in the offensive zone. 20 seconds now to go in the period as a centering pass intercepted by the Mustangs, sent back out to neutral, where Larson will play it from her own zone. 10 seconds now to go in the period. The Mustangs flip it back toward the Warriors zone as Robinson plays it the other direction. With 2 seconds to go in the period as the clock runs out in this opening frame. A brilliant first period for the Breck Mustangs. Hannah Halverson and Ashley Halverson tallying goals. And the Class A Power Breck has a lead after one period against the Double-A Warriors. 2-0 after one period. We're going to take a break here at the Walser Invitational Tournament. Come back with your second period in about 10 minutes. You're watching MN Hockey TV. everybody, we welcome you back inside Brainerd Arena. Thank you for joining us here at the Walser Invitational. Brainerd, Little Falls, and Breck, with the Breck Mustangs leading 2-0 after one period. With Ashley and Hannah Halverson both scoring in that opening frame. The face-off controlled by the Mustangs, played over toward Ellie Kleppinger, as Kleppinger will play it through the neutral zone into the Warrior zone. As Mobley trying to get to it, but couldn't get to it ahead of Taylor Larson. Larson trying to play it up the far side boards, but it was able to be held by the Mustangs. It's Larson back in the corner with it. She'll play it around toward the near side. Stepping up to try to push that puck away is Messner. The Warriors back out through neutral ice. They'll dump it into the Breck zone. And a great job by Gabby Smith to be able to get through to that puck as she pokes it onto the side of the net. With it now behind the net is Josie Kramer. It's played back through the corner by Jenna Neiman up to the far side corner. There's Lindsay Booth getting tied up and having it taken away by Ashley Halverson. Halverson back out through neutral zone with it. Halverson with it now on the far side boards in the offensive zone. The Warriors trying to clear it out. They'll get it out to neutral ice. 3-on-2 if they hurry the other way. And there's a shot that'll go wide of the net by Shaylee Stroot, as Stroot gets tied up on the near side boards by Malia Kuzer, as Booth able to come out with it. It comes down to the near side corner, as Halverson will play it up to the left wing side, and then Ava Lindsay will play it through neutral ice and will go all the way into the Warrior zone. It'll be played on the end boards, then cycled back up into the far side corner. The Warriors eventually able to come out with the puck. They will not be able to get it out. Now they will. It's back out into the offensive zone. Here is Robinson. Robinson with a shot save. Rebound is eventually corralled by Robinson. Backhand shot is taken away and played around by Hannah Halverson. She'll get it through the neutral zone. It'll be played in deep to the Warrior end. It'll come down to the near side corner. As Taylor Larson trying to get it ahead for Polkamp. It'll be played through neutral all the way into the Mustang end, and then we'll go for icing, and we'll have a face-off in the Warrior zone. 14:45 to go here in the second period. No score. Excuse me, it's 2-0, Mustangs leading it. Allie Quayle will take the face-off for the Mustangs, and there's a shot by Mobley off the face-off, and it's held on to by Brea Sawyer with 14:42 to go in the period. 2-0, the Breck Mustangs leading it. Talked about Mobley in the beginning with 26 goals on the season. She had 5 in a win over Orono the last time the Mustangs were on the ice. It's a 10-3 final. There's a shot. We're going to get a penalty coming here against the Warriors. That'll put the Mustangs back on the power play. With 14:26 to go here in the second period. Mustangs 0 for 1 on the power play. We talked about coming in. The Warriors killing off penalties at a 92.3% clip. The Warriors the other way back into the offensive zone. There's a shot that's blocked. Emma Smith for cross-checking was the call. There was Gabby Smith. It comes free out front. There's a shot over the top of the net. A good short-handed sequence here for the Warriors, who haven't really had much offensive zone time as of yet in the game. And back up the left wing side is Quayle. Quayle getting headed off by Lindsay Booth, and he has to dump it back off behind her. As the Warrior is able to play it deep into the Mustang zone once again. Where Zumwinkle back to pick it up. Couldn't quite get it off from behind her own net as she gets it off for Mobley. As Messner through neutral ice. Messner into the offensive zone. 1:10 to go now in the power play. 13:34 in the period. The Warriors getting a little more aggressive here in the second period on offense. Had a good couple looks at it shorthanded a moment ago with this one out of the reach of Quayle as it'll go back into the Warrior zone, and that'll be icing. We'll have a face-off deep in the Mustang zone with 13:22 to go here in the second period. As Ava Lindsay will take the face-off for the Mustangs against Gabby Smith. The face-off is played up the left wing side by Kleppinger. Kleppinger gets it through the neutral zone to Hannah Halverson. Halverson trying to work her way around Sophie Robinson as it'll come down into the near side corner. The Mustangs battling for it in the offensive zone. They'll get it back to the point as Josie Lang able to hold. As Robinson doing a good job getting the play tied up on the near side boards. The Mustangs will try to cycle it through the corner. Centering feed and just missing out front. They almost got it to Ashley Halverson. 20 seconds in the power play, 12:45 in the period. 2-0, Mustangs leading it. Ashley Halverson, Hannah Halverson scored in that first period for Breck. And until that shorthanded play a moment ago, really not much for the Warriors. They'll be able to push it down into the offensive zone. Gabby Smith doing a great job making things happen shorthanded. We're going to get a penalty coming here against the Mustangs. It'll be Josie Lang for interference. Just as the power play for Breck expired, the Warriors will go on a power play. And that's an area that has been a major struggle for the Warriors this season. They're scoring on just 7.5% of power plays. Breck killing power plays at 83.3%. This one poked away back out into the neutral zone. Though the Warriors will have to vacate, but they touch up by accident, and they will have to face off in the neutral zone. 12:14 to go here in the second period. Face-off controlled by the Warriors. Up the left wing side into the offensive zone. We played through the corner by Emma Smith. Smith around the net. Smith getting tied up by Zumwinkle, but the Warriors able to maintain the puck. Here's Lindsay Booth with it in the corner. Booth kicks it back to a Shaylee Stroot. Stroot along the near side board. Stroot with a backhand feed along that'll slide by everybody. Lucy Peterson with the closest Warrior to the puck as the Mustangs able to clear at the length of the ice, and they will gain it in the offensive zone with 1:20 to go. And the power play is a shorthanded opportunity out front and able to be saved by Sawyer and held on to as Mobley lurking. Mobley, who had a goal waved off at the more or less the beginning of the game. .117 now in the power play. 11:38 in the period. It's 2-0. Breck leading it. The Mustangs will control it in the neutral zone. Zumwinkle will play it ahead of Hannah Halverson. It'll work its way behind the Warrior net. They'll play it around toward the near side. The Warriors back out in the neutral zone. They'll bring it into the offensive zone as Smith was trying to work her way around Kleppinger. It'll be played up into the corner. Smith will come out with the puck, but then have it poked away. Smith still has the puck. Smith with a one-timer, but Robinson whiffed on it. Smith will be back in the corner with the puck. He gets it back to Robinson. Now Smith with it once again. Smith playing it over to Kramer. Kramer up in the far side corner, kicks it back to the point. And then getting tied up, it's still loose out front. Backhand shot is saved. That was Bryn Folden out front. It's loose in front again, but this one able to be held on to by the goaltender Peterson. With 10:38 to go here in the period. 16 seconds in the power play. So Brainerd putting together much better offensive sequences here in the second period. As Lindsay Booth will have the face-off won by the Mustangs, but the Warriors able to maintain the offensive zone. As Robinson getting tied up, trying to center it. It's poked away with the stick by Peterson as the power play comes to an end. The Mustangs back at full strength as a shot. Rebound loose in front, able to sweep down to the near side. There's a shot through traffic that's blocked in front. That accidentally caught Peterson right in the abdomen. The Warriors again, though, able to hold the zone. Nice job here by Lindsey Booth to maintain the puck. There's a shot through traffic that's held onto by Peterson as Robinson with the long shot from just inside the blue line. And they face off with 10 minutes exactly to go here in the second period. 2-0, Breck with the lead. Both goals coming in the first period. Hannah Halverson and Ashley Halverson. As Messner will take the face-off against Molly Polkamp, able to be controlled again by the Warriors. They try to cycle it down past Molly Hagley. It'll be picked up behind the net by Polkamp. Polkamp will kick it back to the point. With another shot through traffic, Peterson able to find it and make the save on the drive by Raya Stroot. Again, the Warriors were able to hold. Now the Mustangs back out at neutral ice. It's played down to the near side as Kleppinger. As the Warriors able to get it back into the Mustang zone, but then Breck able to punch it back out to neutral. 9:23 to go here in the second period. 2-0. The stretch pass ahead out of the reach of Sadie Lindsay. The Mustangs were briefly able to hold, and the Warriors looked for a moment like they might get Breck caught on a line change. What a great job by the Breck skaters who were on the ice to disrupt that as into the offensive zone. Working her way up into the far side corner is Folden. Folden gets knocked off the puck, but it'll be played by Smith behind the net. Gabby Smith, the leading goal scorer, with 11 for the Warriors. The Warriors able to get it back into the offensive zone. They'll push it ahead for Smith. Smith driving toward the net. Smith backhand shot at point blank, and that's saved by Peterson. We've seen much stronger offensive play from the Warriors here in the second period. 8:36 to go in the middle frame. 2-0 Breck. But the Warriors are pushing. We'll see if the Mustangs will push back soon. It's a shot through traffic, and that one just deflected wide as we pass the midpoint of the second period. As Smith on the back door was almost able to deflect that one wide, as Smith will come out with the puck again as she battles with Kuzer. There's a shot through traffic, and then was knocked down in front as Folden was there to try to deflect it past. Folden comes and battles in the corner. Lindsey Booth trying to come out with it. Penalty coming against the Mustangs for a trip. And the Warriors will head back on the power play. 8:07 to go here in the period. Ava Lindsay will sit in the box for the trip. And we'll have another power play for the Warriors. We talked about only 7.5% conversion rate for the Warriors on the power play, and that going down a couple percentage points. The failed power play earlier, there's a shot that'll go high over the net. The Warriors able to maintain control. Here's Stroot. She drumps it off for Booth. Booth down in the near side corner. Booth circling, kicks it back to the point. Now back with it is Booth. She sends it cross ice toward Robinson on the far side. Robinson trying to get it down low, but it's intercepted by the Mustangs. But they are unable to clear. We poke back into the corner where it'll be picked up by Stroot. Stroot reversing direction as she gets tied up by Zumwinkle. As Booth gets it back to the point. Robinson will kick it back over to her partner Larson. Larson on the near side will play it down into the corner, as it'll be able to be cleared the length of the ice by Kleppinger. As Robinson trying to get that one ahead of Allie Qualley. The Mustangs will be able to take it away. Again, the Warriors not quite able to get out of the zone cleanly. A good short-handed sequence here from the Mustangs as here's a takeaway. Driving in for a backhand shot, and she scores! It's a short-handed goal for the Mustangs. As Shea Messner with her 9th of the season Apologize. Well, the jerseys kind of get tucked in, and 16s look like 18s. Didn't want to make a call too soon, but it is Shea Messner, number 18. 3-0 Mustangs leading it, and that's a huge turn of events in this game. Talked about when would the Mustangs respond, and it's with a shorthanded goal, and they lead it 3-0. Messner with her 9th of the season on the takeaway.
Scoring shorthanded for the Breck Mustangs, number 16.
Into the offensive zone. We're going to get another penalty coming here with the play in the Mustang zone. It's going to be Josie Kramer, so that'll end the power play with 18 seconds to go for the Warriors, and that'll leave a Breck power play upcoming about a minute 42 when the 4-on-4 runs out. .6:25 to go, second period. Face-off coming deep in the Warrior zone. As Mobley controls the face-off for Breck. Mobley will take it back. Mobley will take a shot through traffic, and then it'll go wide of the net. Played up in the far side corner by Qualley. Qualley will play it back behind the net, down to the near side corner. As the Breck power play begins, a minute 42. As driving in is Larson as it slid in on Peterson, who made a save with the pad. Will be intercepted back at neutral by the Warriors. Mobley back with it in her own zone. She gets it back to Zumwinkle. Zumwinkle will play this one through the neutral zone and into the offensive zone is Shea Messner. Messner, who just scored that shorthanded goal a moment ago. Out front, she almost fed this one to Qualley. Mobley is down there as well with it cleared back the length of the ice by the Warriors. Zumwinkle whiffs on the clear attempt. 3-0 Breck leading it here in the second period, 5:25 remaining. The backhander out front, it's loose in the crease as Lindsey Booth took that one away off the end boards and then able to be poked back by Shaylee Stroot and able to be kept in the Breck zone. As Emma Smith was able to make a play on it, almost able to catch up to it, but it was poked away by Peterson. The Warriors back with it at neutral ice. Played back into the offensive zone where Qualley trying to get to it. It's played back into the Breck zone and played over toward the near side boards. They're trying to get it over to Ava Lindsay. Lindsay into the offensive zone with Halverson. Looked like a shot that was saved by Sawyer. It'll work its way around the net, around to the near side. 7 seconds of power play, 4:30 in the period. As the Warriors come back to full strength, and Gabby Smith with it on the far side boards, but then Smith has it taken away. Smith trying to take it back, but the Mustangs will be able to play it back around with 4:15 to go in the period. Halverson up in the corner. Halverson will play it around the net, around to the near side. The Warriors gather it in at neutral. Into the offensive zone is Smith. It's loose. There's a shot. They score! A beautiful centering feed to Gabby Smith, and Smith adds to her team lead with a 12th goal. It's 3-1. The Warriors finally on the board with 3:55 to go here in the second period. A beautiful centering feed from Josie Kramer. And Gabby Smith with her 12th of the year. That's 3-1. .350 now to go here in the second period. 3-1, the Mustangs leading it. Some taken away by Mobley. Mobley into the offensive zone. Mobley working her way to the net. There's a shot that's saved by Sawyer. It'll work its way up to the far side boards.
Number 18, Josie Kramer.
Kramer getting the assist on the Smith goal. Gets the Warriors on the board. Warriors who have played much better in the second period, but thus far have not netted any goals from that first period. They still trail by 2. They get it ahead to Mobley. Mobley into the offensive zone. Mobley trying to center it, but it's out of reach as Robinson with the closest player to it. The Warriors back up ice the other way. They'll play it into the Mustang zone. As Lindsey Booth was trying to get to it, and it was sent back the other way in front of her. Into the offensive zone, here is Ashley Halverson. As Halverson drops it off behind her. The shot by Lindsey, and that'll go just wide of the net. 2:45 to go here in the second period. As Lindsey with a turnaround shot, that'll go wide of the net as well. It comes down to the near side corner. As Halverson was able to hold, it's loose in the slot and sent the other way by the Warriors. And will go for icing with 2:24 to go in the period. 3-1, the Mustangs leading it. Shorthanded goal here in the second period by Shea Messner, her 9th of the year. That gave the Mustangs a 3-0 lead. Then Gabby Smith with her team-leading 12th for the Warriors. Got them on the board, got it back to a 2-goal deficit at 3-1. Smith can't control this puck, and back into the offensive zone come the Mustangs. It'll be played down toward Hannah Halverson on the near side. With 2:10 to go here in the second period, 3-1, the Mustangs leading it. That trickles its way back out into the Breck zone. Zumwinkle with it. Smith trying to take it away, but Zumwinkle able to get it off for Lindsey. Will be taken away by Smith. Smith winding up for a shot and going high up to snag it with the glove is Peterson. With 1:47 to go in the period, 3-1, the Breck Mustangs with the lead. Talked about their pedigree. 2 Class A titles in a row. And beat anybody. They've got a lead on defending runner-up Brainerd here. Came here and played a good game against the Edina Hornets earlier in the season. Of course, it's possible we could see a rematch between those two depending on how the weekend shakes out. There's a shot as Mobley was able to get to that puck and get a shot away, but the save was made by Sawyer. There are a handful of rematches we could see this weekend, including kind of the most amusing one if Brainerd able to come back to win and they Grand Rapids Greenway Lightning win their next game. It will be the second time in 3 games that those two teams would meet. But Brainerd will have some work to do if they want to be on the winner's side of the bracket. Also possible those two teams could meet in the consolation side of the bracket should both fall. So plenty of possibilities for rematches. Also, North Wright County Edina could be another rematch we could see this weekend. The second time in 4 games for those teams, I believe, as here's Smith with it behind the net. Smith circling. Smith will drop it off. There's a shot that'll be blocked. Played up into the far side corner. We're under a minute to go in the period, 45 seconds remaining. They're trying to stuff it under Peterson, but can't get it under her. Here's Ashley Halverson as she gets it back out toward Ava Lindsey. Lindsey into the offensive zone. Lindsey trying to center it on the back door for Hannah Halverson and able to be held on to by Sawyer. We'll have a face-off with 31.1 to go here in the second period. Face-off played up into the far side corner as it'll be worked around the net. Mobley will come out with the puck. Mobley getting tied up on the end boards, and the Warriors will be able to take it away. They'll flip it back out to neutral ice. This Kleppinger trying to play out the other way. It's a little backhander deep into the Warrior zone. 10 seconds now to go in the period. Played back out toward neutral ice. Kleppinger couldn't hold it, but it will go for icing with 3.8 to go in the period. And one more face-off deep in the Warrior end. 3-1, the Mustangs leading. They went 3-0. 2-0 after one period, then 3-0 midway through the second. The faceoff is controlled by the Warriors as the period comes to an end. The Walser Invitational Tournament brought to you by Walser Automotive Group. After two periods here at Brainerd Arena, it's the Breck Mustangs 3 and the Brainerd Little Falls Warriors 1. We're going to take a timeout here on MN Hockey TV. Your third period about 10 minutes away. We welcome you back inside Brainerd Arena, getting set for the third period between the Breck Mustangs and the Brainerd Little Falls Warriors. 3-1 Breck after 2 periods. Breck got on the board twice in the first period. Hannah Halverson, Ashley Halverson. It was Hannah Halverson's 6th and Ashley Halverson's 4th. Mustangs added in the second period a shorthanded goal by Shay Messner. That was her 9th. And then the Warriors finally able to get on the board late in that second period. The 12th goal of the season for Gabby Smith. That leads the Warriors in goal tallies. Winner of this game will take on the winner of our next game in the semifinal round tomorrow. That'll be North Wright County and Grand Rapids Greenway. The loser will take on the loser of that game and the consolation bracket. North Wright County and Grand Rapids Greenway coming up next. And then in the night games, Maple Grove against Alexandria, and then the host Hornets against Stillwater, the surprising Stillwater Ponies. Quarterfinal games, or semifinal games rather, will be tomorrow evening. We will have the quarterfinal games as well as the championship game for you here on MN Hockey TV. On behalf of all of our crew here at Brainerd Arena, my name is Patrick Lilia. It's a pleasure to be back with you at the Walser Invitational. Part of a loaded weekend here on MN Hockey TV. And coverage of somewhere around 30 games over the next 4 days. We have 12 today, I believe 10 tomorrow. And then 9 or 10 more on Saturday. As Gabby Smith will take the face-off for the Warriors. It's controlled by Robinson. Robinson gets it up to Smith. Smith with a nice move to get around Kleppinger, but Kleppinger eventually able to get the puck back out to neutral as the Warriors will play it in deep. Mustang set up from behind their own net. Here's a takeaway by Smith. Tries to center it, and it goes through the slot. There's a shot tipped wide of the net and able to be covered up on the rebound by Sarah Peterson. Will have a face-off with 16:38 to play in regulation. 3-1, Mustangs leading. Mustangs scored the first 3 of the game. We're going to get a penalty here against the Warriors, a very ill-timed penalty trying to get back in this game. Bryn Foldman will head to the penalty box, and the Mustangs will go on their third power play. They're 0 for 2. Face-off will come deep in the Warrior zone. 16:38 to play here in regulation. 3-1, Breck with the lead. Scored the first 3 in the game. Smith will take the face-off against Allie Quayle. It's played up into the corner as the Warriors play it around. It's tipped ahead by Kramer as Zumwinkle will try to get to it ahead of Kramer. As Zumwinkle will be able to do so and play it back through the corner around to the near side. Penalty coming here, I think, against the Warriors once again for a check. As Zumwinkle took a big hit on the near side boards. And indeed, it will be Gabby Smith going to the penalty box. It'll be a lengthy 5-on-3 here for the Mustangs, minute 45. So a long 5-on-3 about to get underway. That's Lindsay Booth will take the face-off against Quayle. Face-off pushed up onto the far side boards as Robinson will try to play it around the net. Back with it is Sadie Lindsay. Lindsay gets it back to the blue line. Here's Qualley with it. Qualley trying to get it down low. It's circling the net now is Messner. Messner gets it back toward Mobley. Mobley on the edge of the circle. Mobley gets it down low and then just missing on the redirect was Qualley. Qualley will get it back behind the net for Messner. Now back to Qualley. Qualley in the circle, kicks it back toward the blue line for a shot by Zumwinkle, which was tipped on its way in. It'll be played behind the net there. Behind the net is Lindsay. Lindsay gets it back over to Mobley in the circle. Mobley was trying to get it back toward Qualley, but it was tipped back into the neutral zone. Zumwinkle back to get it. Zumwinkle sends it cross ice toward Mobley. 51 seconds of 5-on-3 remaining as Mobley will come out with it. Mobley into the offensive zone. Mobley will play it up into the corner. Mobley behind the net. Centering feed and then a shot over the top of the net by Qualley. As Messner will pick it up. 35 seconds of 5-on-3. Messner with a shot wide of the net. Mobley sticks that out to try to hold it in, but can't quite keep it in. Zumwinkle back with it at neutral. Zumwinkle into the offensive zone is Qualley. Qualley with a shot that was blocked. Nice job by Larson. The Mustangs, the drops it off back to Sadie Lindsay. Lindsay works her way through. Lindsay, though, losing control of the puck. She tried to work her way through a couple of defense. It's Halverson. Back to Kleppinger. Kleppinger with a long shot that was saved by Sawyer. We're 5-on-4 for 10 seconds. There's a shot that'll go just wide of the net by Josie Lang. As we're back at full strength, it was just a 15-second 5-on-4. As Ashley Halverson getting tied up by Taylor Larson. Now Smith out of the penalty box. Smith up the left wing side into the offensive zone. Smith with a shot that's blocked. Smith trying to gain control of the puck back. But the Mustangs will get it back out to neutral. And another penalty coming here against the against the Warriors. As Hannah Halverson was tripped. It'll be Gabby Smith heading right back into the penalty box. What's the big part of that is not only do you go shorthanded, but the Warriors also will see their most prolific scorer sitting out for 2 more minutes. They're trying to get back in the game. Carrying it around the net is Messner. Messner will bank it off the near side boards, where it's poked back out by Lucy Peterson. Peterson and Zumwinkle will race to the puck. Zumwinkle will win the race, get it tied up on the end boards. As Lindsay Booth is trying to make a play, she had a couple of Mustangs to contend with, and the Mustangs able to come back out with the puck. And back out at neutral ice is Robinson, who will play it back into the Mustang zone. He played around the net, around toward the near side by Breck, and then we'll get it back out into the neutral zone. Into the offensive zone is Lindsay. Lindsay working her way through. Lindsay with a shot just wide of the net. As it's able to be covered up by Sawyer on the rebound, and we'll have a face-off deep in the Warrior zone with 13:15 to play in regulation. It's a 3-1 lead for Breck. The Mustangs on the power play once again, but they haven't converted yet. This will be their 4th attempt. Oh, what a move there by Ava Lindsay. Lindsay trying to drive in, and then the rebound is sent back toward the blue line. The Mustangs again able to hold as Halverson is able to get it over toward Lindsay. Lindsay getting tied up in the corner now. Halverson able to come out with it. Halverson is loose in front. As whacking away at it was Ashley Halverson. The puck is still loose and picked up by Taylor Larson. Larson will get it back out toward neutral ice. As Ava Lindsay battling. Mustangs will push it back the other direction, back into the offensive zone. Here's Ashley Halverson, but Halverson can't get around Larson. Larson able to get it off for Lindsay Booth. Booth into the offensive zone. She's trying to work her way around Lang. Booth going shorthanded with a shot, and that'll go just wide of the net. 25 seconds now in the power play. Mustangs quickly back into the offensive zone. A drop pass to Lindsay. Lindsay with a shot that'll go wide of everything. Will be able to be unable to be held as Robinson will kill off some of the remaining power play time, and then Robinson into the offensive zone. Robinson trying to center it out front, just out of the reach of Peterson, as the Warriors back at full strength once again with 11:50 to play here in regulation. Smith trying to take the puck away. She'll be able to push it back deep into the Mustang zone. As the Mustangs will play it around the net, back over toward the near side. They'll back out at neutral ice. Here's Mobley into the offensive zone. Mobley trying to send it into the center of the ice for Qualley, but it was out of reach. And the Warriors back into the offensive zone. Smith with a shot save. Rebound! That was able to be saved as well, as Peterson will cover up this shot with 11:23 to go here in the final period. 3-1, the Mustangs leading it. $11:23 to play here in regulation. 3-1. The Mustangs leading it. They led 3-0 at one point. The Mustangs will play this one through neutral ice. We're back the other direction by Stroot. The Mustangs able to get it back into the offensive zone as Ani Fagley's tied up in the near side corner as Lemire plays it back through. As Aiko Sims trying to play it up to the far side. The stretch pass will be knocked down at the red line, picked up and played in deep by Polkamp. The Mustangs back out at neutral ice with it. They'll play it along into the offensive zone as Halverson got tied up, but she was able to get it behind her with a shot. Halverson back with it, but she couldn't get to the net before it was taken away by Smith. Smith gets it back out toward neutral ice, where the Mustangs will have to play it from deep in their own end with 10:25 to go here in regulation. Back through neutral come the Mustangs. Here's Sadie Lindsay. Lindsay was trying to toe drag, but it was taken away by Emma Smith. As Ava Lindsay back with it at neutral ice. Lindsay into the offensive zone. Lindsay with a backhand feed and the just shot over the top of the net by Sadie Lindsay. The centering feed tipped down to the near side. Zumwinkle tried to center. There's a wobbly shot. Save was able to be made by Sawyer on that wobbly shot by Ava Lindsay. 9:50 now to go in regulation. As Lindsay Booth able to gain control of the puck. Booth will carry it out to neutral ice. She has her pocket picked and played back by the Mustangs with a long shot by Hannah Halverson that's saved. And played around past Bryn Folden. The Mustangs able to hold the zone. Halverson battling with Robinson. Robinson able to take the puck away. She carries it up the left wing side. Will drive it deep into the Mustang zone. 9:18 to go here in regulation. 3-1. The Mustangs leading it. Backhanded ahead and back into the offensive zone. Here's Qualley. Qualley was trying to drive through the slot but collided with a pair of Warriors. They get it back to Gabby Smith. Smith up the right wing around Mobley into the offensive zone, but Smith had her pocket picked as she was trying to drive between her and Malia Kuzer. 8:49 now to go in regulation. Stretch pass far side into the offensive zone, but offside is Halverson. And we will have a face-off with 8:45 to play here in regulation. First of 4 from Braemar Arena today. The puck poked back along by Sims into the Warrior zone, but the Warriors able to get it back out to neutral. Now the Mustangs will possess. They'll send it cross ice. That'll go off the stick of Sims deep into the Warrior end. As Larson will play it up the right wing side, gets it to Molly Hagley, but Hagley can't get out of the zone. Puck loose in the slot. The Mustangs back with it at neutral ice. Will be forced to play it from deep in their own end as Kuzer back to pick it up deep in her own end. She'll play it around the net, around to the near side. Try to get it back into the neutral zone where it's taken away by Lucy Peterson. Peterson will play it around the net up to the far side. Now under 8 minutes to play as it's poked back through the neutral zone. And back to pick it up is Shaylee Stroot. Stroot will play it down toward the near side and be played through by Emma Smith. Smith will play it around the net up to the far side. As Emma Smith again on the far side trying to center it. for Lindsay Booth. Look him down to the near side corner. We flip back out toward the neutral zone, but able to be held by the Warriors. We are under 7.5 minutes now to play. 3-1, the Mustangs leading it. Stretch pass down to the near side. Carried into the offensive zone by Sadie Lindsay. Lindsay with a nice move to get around Reagan Oz, and then the centering feet sneak through down to the near side. We're back in the neutral zone. Zumwinkle with it. She plays it cross ice, now taking it back. He gets it over to Halverson into the offensive zone. Here's Lindsay. Lindsay gets it through. What a nice move, and they score! Sadie Lindsay with her 9th goal of the season, just able to fit that one in on the near side post. It's 4-1. Breck with the lead. 6:57 to play here in regulation. So Sadie Lindsay making it a 4-1 game. So the Warriors will play, trying to get it up ahead for Smith. It's played back into the neutral zone. Robinson plays it cross ice. That went out of the reach of Kramer.
Scoring for the Breck Mustangs. Number 8, Sadie Lindsay.
The backhanded ahead by Georgie Oz. It'll be played deep in the
Ava Lindsay. And another assist from number 6, Hannah Halverson.
with Ava Lindsay and Hannah Halverson getting credit for the assists. The Sadie Lindsay goal, her 9th of the year, making it 4-1. 6:20 now to play. As Emma Smith from deep in her own zone, as this one intercepted as she tried to clear. It's played back around the net toward the near side. Mobley, who had a goal waved off. There's Robinson working her way out to neutral ice. Robinson into the neutral zone. Robinson with a shot that's saved by Peterson. It comes down to the near side. Under 6 minutes now to play. 4-1, the Mustangs with the lead. Played back into the corner, now played back up to the far side. Mobley plays this one ahead for Ashley Halverson. Halverson working her way in. Halverson trying to drive the net, but had the puck knocked away as she started her drive toward the stick side. Puck still being fought for on the end boards. Played up on the far side. Shaylee Sturt will get it out to neutral ice with 5:22 to play here in regulation. 4-1. The Mustangs with the lead. Back into the offensive zone is Lindsay Booth. Booth got tied up by Zumwinkle. It's played up in the corner. It comes back behind the Mustang net around to the near side. 5 minutes now to play as it's sent back into the Warrior zone. Where he left off for Larson. Larson trying to get it up the right wing side. She gets it ahead for Kramer. Kramer ahead for Larson into the offensive zone. Larson with a shot that was blocked by Zumwinkle. Played back to the point now into the neutral zone where the Warriors will dump it back in deep. And change with 4:35 remaining in the game. Stretch pass ahead into the offensive zone for Halverson. She had the puck disrupted and then able to play it in deep to the zone. Molly Hagley on the far side. Now Reagan Oz with it. Oz trying to get it ahead for Gabby Smith. Robinson back with it for the Warriors. Stretches it out toward the near side. Lemire. Lemire up the right wing side into the corner. With 4:08 remaining. 4-1, the Mustangs leading it. We played back into the corner. Back through is Lindsay. Lindsay centering pass, but then off the stick of Ava Lindsay. It comes in on Sawyer West to cover it up ahead of an on-charging Sadie Lindsay. Lindsay, who added her 9th goal of the year earlier in the period. 4-1. The Mustangs with the lead. Facing up, played from the near side corner. There's Larson with it. Larson gets it ahead for Gabby Smith. Smith, who has the lone Warrior goal in the game. They'll go off the end boards. 3:35 now to go in the game. Back comes Mobley into the offensive zone. Mobley with a shot that was saved off the mask and played up into the netting. Olivia Mobley, who came in with 26 goals on the season, had a goal waved off in the very early stages of the game. But thus far, not really much of an impact as the Mustangs lead it 4-1 with 3:27 remaining in the game. As Mobley controls the face-off, gets it to Zumwinkle. Zumwinkle with a shot saved with the stick by Sawyer up into the net with 3:21 to play. So in all likelihood, Breck will advance to the semifinal tomorrow. They will play the winner of the North Wright County Grand Rapids Greenway game coming up next. There's a shot through traffic. Rebound is just poked wide by Mobley. 3:14 remaining in the game. Play tied up in the far side corner. Qualley able to come out with it. Qualley had a shot blocked. A nice backhand pass by Peterson. She gets it to Shaylee Stroot. Stroot will be met as soon as she crossed the blue line. Runner 3 minutes to go. 2:50 and counting. Comes back down to the near side. Nice backhand feed as Zumwinkle got knocked down. It's going to draw, I believe, an offside. With 2:43 to go in regulation. Now 4-1. The Halverson sisters scored in the first period. Then a shorthanded goal for Shea Messner made it 3-0 Breck. And the Warriors got their lone tally. As Gabby Smith scored her team-leading 12th and made it 3-1. And then here in the final period, Sadie Lindsay with her 9th to make it 4-1, where it is now. Face-off play down to the near side boards, winding up for a blast with Zumwinkle. It was deflected down to the near side. This play getting tied up behind the net, where it's picked up by Lindsay Booth. Booth will get it back out through the neutral zone to Gabby Smith. Smith into the offensive zone, but offside with 2:23 remaining in regulation. 4-1, the Mustangs with the lead. Scoring twice in the first and a single goal each in the second and third thus far. The Warriors' lone goal coming in the second period. The face-off pushed ahead in the direction of Josie Kramer. It's played back the other way by the Mustangs as Katie Weisen can't quite clear it. Robinson with a shot, and that snagged with the glove by Sarah Peterson. Will have a face-off with 2:08 to go in regulation. 4-1, the Mustangs leading it. Reminder, of course, coming up next, North Wright County. The Riverhawks taking on the Grand Rapids Greenway Lightning. Then on the nightcaps, Maple Grove against Alexandria, and the host Edina Hornets taking on the Stillwater Ponies. We're going under 2 minutes to go in regulation. It's played in front of the net around toward the near side. 4-1, the Mustangs leading it. Smith is trying to get through the circle. It ends up back at the point, able to be held by Smith. Smith will play it down into the corner. It's loose on the end boards. Again, Emma Smith able to hold, but then whiffs on a long shot. 1:28 now remaining. They played around the net up toward the far side. Emma Smith able to get to it first and play it into the corner. Comes back behind the net. Centering feed out front is kicked around. Robinson able to hold for the Warriors. Her long shot was blocked. It comes back into the neutral zone. Robinson back to pick it up, and she'll work her way back into her own end. She comes down to the near side off the stick of Gabby Smith. 1 minute to play in regulation as Robinson gets it back to the red line. It'll go off the stick of Lindsay Booth. He played in deep to the Mustang zone. 50 seconds remaining. Reagan-Oz trying to play it in deep to the Mustang zone. The Mustangs back out at neutral with it. Into the offensive zone is Sadie Lindsay as it comes behind her for Ava Lindsay, and there's a shot that's blocked. As Sophie Fagley able to slide down and hold the zone, they send it to Lindsay on the far side. Lindsay with a nice move. Centering feed for Ava Lindsay just out of her reach. 20 seconds remaining in the game. Well, the Mustangs will notch another impressive victory against a double-A opponent. Into the offensive zone, here's Taylor Larson with 10 seconds remaining as it rings the net. It's back up on the far side boards. The play will get tied up there as the game will come to an end. The Breck Mustangs with another impressive victory over a double-A squad as they handily defeat the Brainerd Little Falls Warriors by a final score of 4-1. They advance to tomorrow's semifinals against either North Wright County or Grand Rapids Greenway. We will find out who that opponent will be. Warriors will play tomorrow against the loser of that game. We have all the time and information posted for you on MN Hockey TV, also throughout the arena if you are on site. So Breck defeats Brainerd Little Falls, final score of 4-1. On behalf of our team here at MN Hockey TV, thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned. We've got more action for you from the Walser Invitational. And the final score, Breck 4, Brainerd Little Falls 1. Don't go anywhere. Got more action coming up next. You're watching MN Hockey TV.